Hello, I'm Melissa Stevens, the conductor of the College Community Choir of Lindsay. The choir members and I were so pleased to be able to rehearse in person this season, and we're really excited about presenting this concert to you, our faithful and supportive patrons. As a result of the pandemic, in March of 2020, we had to put our rehearsals to a halt. For most members, this was a wake-up call as they realized how important the choir was to them. And they realized that singing is really important to their mental health. In January of 2021, we were able to start some Zoom rehearsals, and we were very excited to see each other and to work on our jazz concert repertoire. It's our hope that we are going to be able to do that jazz concert in person in the spring of 2022. At this time, on behalf of myself and the choir members, I'd love to say thank you to the executive. They've worked very, very hard for the last 24 months, even though we haven't been rehearsing. And every time we were sat at the table and worked on COVID guidelines, we thought we had it all straightened out, and then we'd go away and everything got changed, and then we had to come to the table again. So thank you to the executive for all of your effort. In the program today, occasionally you will see some announcements. One of them is about you may be joining us for our concert rehearsals in the spring. If you think you'd like to do that, look at the contact information. Personally, I hope you all have a safe and healthy Christmas season and an amazing New Year.
My name is Eloise, and I have been with the choir since I retired 5.5 years ago. There are many symbols of the Christmas season, but to me the most important one, just a simple candle. Every year in November, when the days get shorter and the nights seem to be very long, I put a battery-powered candle in each of my front-facing windows, and I leave them there until the end of March, when the days begin to get a little bit longer. I find that they give me a sense of peace during the long winter months as they symbolize hope. My neighbor often wakes up in the middle of the night, and when she looks out the window and sees those little candles shining away, she says it gives her great comfort. And that is the Christmas tradition.
Hi, I'm Donna Dingman, and I've been in the choir for 7 years. During the holidays, my family and myself, we like to connect up with family and friends that we love. And this year I have 2 new granddaughters to love. Hopefully you have less Zoom Christmas and more in person. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, have a safe and healthy holiday in 2022.
my name's Dennis Eaton, and I've been a member of this choir for many years. When I lost my wife to cancer earlier this year, I could feel my connections to others fade. But when I sing in this choir, I feel a renewed sense of community. Waves of positive memories of my wife, who is also a member of this choir, singing songs together.
Coleman, and I've been singing with the College Community Choir for about 20 years. I started singing in groups when I had a beloved music teacher in grade 8 who started a glee club. And that was the beginning for me, and I've never looked back. I've sung in church choirs, in theatrical groups, in college choirs, in choral groups, and classical choirs. And it's just been the joy of my life.
name is Jean Kyle, and I've been in the choir for 15 years. For me, the special music at this time of the year stirs memories of Christmas traditions through the ages, caroling, baking Christmas cookies, and connecting with family and friends. Every time I decorate our Christmas tree with ornaments from different countries visited on holidays, it brings back memories of time shared with all the special people in my life. I hope our music fills your heart with
Hi there, my name is Jennifer, and my family and I recently moved to Lindsay. And I was looking for a way to connect with the community and meet new people. I joined the college community choir, and I'm so glad that I did because they have been extremely warm and inviting.
Born in the My name is Michael Green. I've always enjoyed singing, whether it was in the shower, in the car to and from work, it doesn't matter. And when I retired, I thought it's finally time to join a choir. It was a considerable leap of faith because I was singing soprano in a children's church choir at age 11. And from there to go to singing bass in a full adult choir, it was quite the walk. But the mentoring and the companionship has been absolutely excellent. My next time around,
I've been singing in this choir for 12 years, and I love lights on snow at Christmas. One Christmas Eve long ago, my junior choir was singing the song, "Snowy Flakes Are Falling Softly." And at the end of the service, we rushed out into the dark, and the snow was falling, and the lights from the church and the street light was making it sparkle so beautifully.
Sign from God. with the choir for 15 years. As a retired primary school teacher, my favorite Christmas memories are Christmas concerts. We'd start practicing in November, and we'd put on a big spectacular which involved all of our primary students. They were so proud to be on stage, singing and acting for the audience, and it was just a joyful time. Truly, the joy of Christmas.
Hi, my name is Marguerite Fleming. I sang for the choir with quite a stint, but left about 10 years ago to pursue other projects. However, when I came back to Lindsay 2 years ago as a solo lady, this was one of the groups that I wanted to reconnect with. I remembered the nice atmosphere of fun and cordiality. These guys are smart, funny, compassionate, and we share a love of making music together. So right notes or wrong notes.
When the My name is Jeff Collis. I've always liked to sing, just not in public. I couldn't even do a book report in front of the class. A couple of years after I lost my remaining eyesight, I was singing along with the congregation at church, and after it was over, a gentleman came up to me and he said, "You should be up there." And I sensed that he meant up there with the choir, and I said, "I don't think so." So afterwards, during fellowship, a choir member came up to me and she said that we should do a duet together. Well, I hummed and hawed and I tried to get out of it, but by the time I got home, she had the music and words in my inbox, and we went through with it, and I've been singing ever since. But I don't think that I'd be able to sing if I still had some eyesight left. But I'm glad that I do, because there's an excellent feeling you get when you're sitting there and all the choir's voices